Hello, my beautiful viewers. So you're probably wondering why I have Archangel Michael lying down with a tarot card under his sword. I promise you I'm going to tell you. So we'll get there. I thought maybe I'll do it during the reading, but as I was doing it, it's actually really hard to get that card in that position without sliding one way or another. And that is significant. That's very significant. How long it took me deliberately trying to do that. You'll see why in a moment. So, look, I don't really know where to start this message. I haven't kind of planned it. I mean, I know roughly what I've been asked to say, but, in terms of the order that I'm going to spit it out in, I don't know. And normally, just FYI, whenever I hit record, I always feel slightly nervous. I just do. I've never been completely comfortable during this YouTube adventure. But today, I don't feel nervous at all. And it's because I know that so many people are going to tune into this and then X out very early on, okay? So it's not me separating the wheat from the chaff here. I know who's doing it. And so the people that make it to the heart of the message are the people that are meant to be here. And they know that, I'm not a perfect messenger. I've never said I am. Probably never will be. But yes, I will actually get onto messengers in a moment as well. Okay, so let's talk about Michael. Okay. So I have a little story to tell you. Now, as some of you will know in my last reading, I did tell you that I had spent 3 hours with him the night before that reading, and that was a very powerful message. Pretty much he kind of showed me how the universe works. And yeah, look, that was a very powerful message, and I was kind of thinking, like, where do we even go from here? It almost feels like, yes, my channel is wrapping up. I thought once you've spilled those kind of beans, like, honestly, what is there left to say? And that was the longest I have ever spent with him, by the way. I said I'd spent 3 hours with him, and it's true. Now, the next day, so the day following that, what happened was I took my young son, along with a girlfriend of mine and her daughter. We took them to this really cool place in Australia called Flip Out. That had this great play day. And then when we got home, I was in the kitchen preparing morning tea, and then I hear this loud bang in my room, and I looked in my room, and my son had emptied out the entire contents of my bedside locker, but it's quite a large one, and it has a lot on it. Everything was scattered over the floor. Honestly, it looked like it was pretty much like who just pressed the detonator, right? It was horrific. And I sent a photo to my friend, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And you even took him to Flip Out. Like what possessed him? And it was like he was possessed. Truly, he's never done anything like this before. The room was, I can't even describe it. And so I just left it. I thought, I cannot deal with this right now. I'm not going to deal with it right now. I refuse. I'll get around to it at some point. It was like, I didn't even know where to start. But anywho, a little later on, I just suddenly had this thought just flashed through my head. I was like, oh my God, my Michael statue. And I freaked out because I thought, what if it broke? Because this sword is quite delicate. It is quite delicate. I mean, it is made of bronze, but everything fell on top of each other. And I was like, I don't know how exactly Michael landed. I need to go and check on him. Okay, that was all I thought about. So I went to my room and I looked, and there was Michael in this exact same position. Right now, I have 13 tarot decks. That's a lot of cards. They all got roughly 78 cards in them. Yeah. Give or take a few in certain decks. I have that. I have other things, little figurines, statuettes, whatnot, photos, all sorts of things. It really is just kind of like everything that is sort of sacred to me is on that particular locker. So that's a lot of cards. And this card is from a particular deck that I very rarely use. It's the one that I use the least, actually. These two are nowhere near each other. Michael's right next to me. This one's really far back, okay? Really far in the background. But this is how it landed. What are the chances of this particular card landing under his sword, right? And I'm just going to show you now what card it is. It's the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Oh, God, is that blurry? Yeah, there we go. Wheel of Fortune, okay? That landed under his sword, okay? Like that. Oh, now it's work. That's funny. Before I press record, I couldn't do that easily, and now it's doing it just fine, probably to save time. Thank you. Anywho, I immediately just felt this sensation of, okay, something wonderful is about to happen, and it's protected, yeah? It is so protected. Now, as I walk out my room, I notice that amongst the dozens and dozens of cards that have been splattered all over the place, there is one card that made it to my doorway, upright, on the way out. I look at it. What card is it? It's the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, in another deck, right? There it is. So, double confirmation. And then I thought, yeah, maybe something did possess my child, but actually something good, right? It's funny how we have such a negative connotation to that word. Anywho, long story short, the day before that, I had decided not to go for a job interview, okay? I went and had a fun day instead with my son. I had a job interview. I was not looking forward to it, didn't have a good feeling about it. I did ask the cards. I normally don't. I haven't done that in a while, but I really thought I'm going to. And when I asked the cards, I actually spoke to Michael. So I did ask Michael to please manipulate the cards. And the cards were so adamant. I mean, it was like a 10 of swords, two of swords, but I felt it as a no. And then I pulled again and the same kind of thing. It was like no. And I had done a meditation on it and gotten the same answer. So he said no, the card said no, but something else is coming up. And so I trusted him. And it's funny because I had someone say to me, why don't you just trust yourself instead of the cards, yeah, I know that Michael has a bird's eye view and I don't. So I'm not going to go up against an angel, right? So I didn't go for the job interview and that was full faith, right? Full faith. And then about 10 minutes after I saw these Wheel of Fortune cards, I heard from a guy who I'd spoken to weeks ago. Honestly, I'd forgotten about it. I just had assumed that I didn't get the job. I never even met him in person. We just spoke, okay, over the phone. I'd forgotten about it. Anyway, yeah, he contacts me and offers me the job. And I don't even have to go for an interview for it. And I'm starting today, right? So the point after that 7-minute story is please, please, please trust. If you are somebody who has a very close connection to the angelic realm and they are telling you something, even if it's just that gut, for example, that says don't go for something because something better is coming, please trust it. Please trust it, okay? Now, I do also have another quick message, though. I kind of wanted to do today's reading under 10 minutes, so we'll see how we go. Where to start? Right, okay, so this one is kind of from Michael and Jesus. It's a conflation of two different conversations I've had. But as Jesus said, it doesn't really matter who you credit because we are brothers in arms. That's such a beautiful phrase. That is what he said, yeah? I'm quoting him verbatim now. We are brothers in arms is what he said about himself and Michael. So it doesn't really matter who said what. But what I had a bit of a chat with both of them, and what they were saying is that there are certain people, okay, who they do believe in angels, they do believe in the divine, but they don't like to talk about it openly. And the reason they don't want to do that is because they want to hold on to their street cred, okay? They feel like they're going to lose credibility. They won't be perceived as being as intelligent if they do talk about these sort of hocus pocus things. And it's kind of important for them to, be seen as the most intelligent person in the room, or at least a highly intelligent person. And so I guess the question is, what's more important, being intelligence or joy? Honestly, because I know that sounds simplistic, but you see, I say that as someone who doesn't care. I don't care if I'm not the smartest person in the room. In fact, I find it more interesting if I'm not. Also takes a lot of pressure off. But if you are someone who is hyper-focused on being perceived as intelligent and therefore you are not going to be vocal about your beliefs, what's going to happen is if you are somebody, let's say you're somebody who has been given certain gifts, call these whatever they are, psychic gifts or the ability to read energies, whatever it is, you're not necessarily going to be stripped of those gifts, because what I was told is that, a lot of these people, they mean mostly well. Again, I'm quoting verbatim there. They mean mostly well. And they are good messengers. So why would, I guess, the universe deprive other people of receiving those messages from a very good messenger? Yeah, they're not going to do that. But what will happen is these particular people, while they may lead comfortable lives on the outside, they may have their needs met. Yes, they're going to continue to be able to use those gifts. Yes, all looking very good on the outside, but what happens is on the inside, there is going to be an emptiness. There's going to be a sense of emptiness. Quite often these people are people who will look back on their youth as the good old days. Yeah, they will see the best days of their life as being behind them. Now that's the difference when you openly talk about the things that you believe in. So right now, I'm not talking to atheists or agnostics. I'm not. I'm only talking to people who genuinely do believe in a higher power, but they just don't like to talk about it because of how other people will perceive them. So they believe in silence, okay? It's almost like there's a sense of shame there, really. For those people, yes, there's going to be a sense of emptiness. Now, if you're open about your beliefs, okay, and you just don't care what people think, and that may mean that some people are going to call you crazy. That may mean that some people don't want to spend time with you or listen to you, okay? If you're okay with that anyway, because what you believe is more important, then there's going to be a sense of, it's not just peace. It isn't. It's excitement. It's joy. I can honestly say to you that I've never felt in my heart, I've never felt happier than I do right now. And that's not because the circumstances of my life are perfect. Actually, they're far from it in many ways, but it doesn't change the fact that I wake up almost every morning. Most mornings, I wake up feeling very excited, very content, but it's contentment and excitement mixed together. I really genuinely believe that my best days are ahead of me. And that's not to say that I haven't enjoyed my life. I have. I just think it's going to get better and better. Yeah. And I believe that. I don't think. I believe it. And it's a feeling. It's an actual feeling. And that's only really started since I've become more vocal about my beliefs. So when I did start my channel initially, I never would have said some of the things that I've said since. Never. I would have been too scared. I would have. I thought, oh my God, everyone's going to think I'm crazy. And that's why I sort of tiptoed into it. For some of you who've been with me for a while, you'll know I started off just doing some basic tarot readings. I was called to do the channel. It wasn't something I wanted to do. I don't even have social media. It's just not my thing. But I was called to do the channel and I didn't even know what I was going to be saying. And I guess, they eased me into it by just doing some basic tarot readings. And then it ended up becoming this. I don't even know what you'd call this because I haven't really seen a channel like it. But yeah, I'm not ashamed to say that I am absolutely in love with this guy. And the angelic realm, and I'm in good company. Nikola Tesla had 10 angels that he was in contact with, and he documented all of them, yeah? He wasn't exactly stupid, was he? Yeah, wouldn't call him a rubberhead. All right, now, okay, we're at 12 minutes. I'm just going to move this aside. I actually do have to get ready for my new job because I'm starting today. So I'm just going to do 3 cards. Jesus said just three cards, no back. All right, so what do we got? This is what the universe wants you to focus on. Could be all 3, might be just 1. Yeah, go with your intuition. 1, why am I focused on that beautiful star? 1, 2, 3, it's all I can look at. Okay, all right, here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Oh, love. Number 25. Yes, I've had a few coffees again, so the hands are shaking. 25. And that's a Taj Mahal. Oh, gosh, there's so much I could say, but I'm not going to. Yes, there's doves there as well. Be quiet, Jenny. Boundaries. Number 4. The Great Wall of China. We have a color match as well. This one came up in the last reading. So they're really trying to get someone's attention here. Number 3, adventure, the Silk Road. And I want to do the back, but I was told not to, so I'm not going to. I'll look at it after I turn the camera off, okay? Let me just line these up a little more nicely. So we have love, we've got boundaries, and we have adventure. Okay, that's your message for the day. I'll see you all soon.